Come on in, everyone. Come on in, take a seat. How do I sound? Can you hear me? Mike? Testing, testing. Can you hear me now? Try it now. There we go. Thank you. That's what we need. Tech support is on call. Come on in, everyone. Take a seat, unless you must stand, nervously pacing in the back. That would be our contestants. Hope you had a great breakout session, part 2. Hope you had a great snack. Because it's time now for the crowning moment, in my opinion, of every Toastmaster District Conference. It's a signature event, the International Speech Contest. I'm Eric Bergman. I'm your contest chair today, and I'm assisted by Chief Judge Dora Maria Abreu, and we're here to present District 7's International Speech Contest that will send our fortunate and talented winner on to the quarterfinals. We have 5 contestants today, and I will give you the speaking order, which was drawn randomly earlier today. Number 1, Kelly Fritz. Number 1, Kelly Fritz. Number 2, Christopher Moore. Number 2, Christopher Moore. Number 3, Pedro Molina Sanchez. Pedro Molina Sanchez, number 3. Number 4, Matthew Douglas. Number 4, Matthew Douglas. And number 5, Mu-In Molly Chen. Number 5, Mu-In Molly Chen. Everyone catch that? Does anyone need me to repeat? Repeat all?
Yes.
Number 1, Kelly Fritz. 2, Christopher Moore. 3, Pedro Molina Sanchez. Number 4, Matthew Douglas. Number 5, Mu-In Molly Chen. They'll each be introduced as they come up, in case you still need to hear those names again. This event is all about the contestants. And why are we here? We're here for them. We're here to celebrate their talent and encourage their growth as speakers. What is at stake, you might ask? The opportunity to compete for the annual World Championship of Public Speaking for Toastmasters worldwide. A win on that stage is a truly life-changing victory. It can launch a career as a professional speaker who is in demand with paying jobs around the world. District 7 already can claim 2, count them, 2 world champions, Dr. Randy Harvey and Ryan Avery. So no pressure, contestants, but we have a standard to live up to, right? Before we begin, a couple of rules for the audience. Please silence your cell phones or any other devices you might have. No photography, please. The performances here are being videotaped by the professional crew in the background. That video is what goes to the next level of competition to determine who goes ahead toward the semifinals. We don't want any other flash or any other distraction from other cameras to affect the quality of the video. Next, if you need to leave the room for any reason, please try to do it after a speech, before the start of the next speech. No one will be allowed in while a speaker is presenting. So, with those rules out of the way, let's get started. Chief Judge, have you reviewed the rules with the contest officials and with our contestants?
Yes.
That's great. I will call for a minute of silence after each speaker so that the judges, who are anonymous and confidential, can mark their ballots. So a moment of silence, please, between speakers. For this international speech contest, each contestant has prepared an original speech on the topic of his or her choice. The target length is 5 to 7 minutes. They must speak for at least 4 minutes and 30 seconds and no more than 7 minutes and 30 seconds, or they will be disqualified on the basis of time. The contestants drew lots to determine the speaking order, as we have gone over. It's time for our speaker number one. Speaker number one, Kelly, come on up. Here we go. All right. I'm gonna pass behind you here. I'm asking, can you see the timer?
I can see the timer.
And that's our audio check as well. Kelly Fritz, the power of showing up, the power of showing up, Kelly Fritz.
Some people believe that success is connected to luck, intelligence, or who you know. I believe that success is connected to the power of showing up. Fellow Toastmasters, honored guest, contest chair, I'm going to explain to you today 3 ways that I have utilized the power of showing up in my life that led to success, with the hope that you will utilize the power of showing up in your own life that will lead to expanded success. I have started over in my health journey many times. The first time, a knee injury from jumping out of a ski lift. I would suggest you don't do that. In 2019, I had back surgery twice, 9 months apart, and more recently, I have been struggling with sciatica. If you don't know what sciatica is, it feels like an electrical current that's running through your body all the time, and it won't turn off. For me, one really hard moment was waking up every 15 minutes all night long with no relief. It felt hopeless. Have you ever felt that way before in your life, where it felt like nothing was going to change? I had been going to the pool for a while, the aquatic center, and I decided to go back to the weight room. I went in to the abductor machine and I sat down and I tried to flex back to start and I couldn't do it. Sciatica had stolen all of my progress. I didn't give up though. I showed up. Day after day after day, I would go over to the weight room, I would sit in that machine and I would try to flex back. And then one day, when I went in, I was able to do it. I gripped the bars and I pulled forward with no weight on it. And just last week, just 15 months later, I'm able to do 50 pounds on it. You see, that's what the power of showing up does. It creates a compound effect. And I soon learned, though, that I could use this showing up in other ways, too. You see, to expand my learning. I have something called dyslexia, which is a print and reading disability. It basically impacts all of my reading throughout the day. I had been struggling to do something since the first grade that everybody else found easy. People told me that I wasn't trying hard enough. I would have to stay in at recess. I would have to get my papers back covered in red ink and have to start over and over and over again. I didn't give up though. I still worked on it, one assignment at a time, one rewrite at a time, persistently working through that, showing up for myself. And then I got my high school diploma, and then my bachelor's in social work, and then my master's in special education. So now I get to help kids like myself, and 45 graduate level credits above that. The power of showing up does work. It takes grit and persistence. And there's the other thing that I've learned too. Showing up for yourself too can lead to your dreams. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a writer. Ironic, right? A dyslexic, a writer. Nothing like picking something challenging. In 2014, I decided to give it a try. I went to a critique group, a couple conferences, and I started writing sentences and then short stories. And I hired an editor, and I would take my writing to the critique group, and the first time I cried. I think that's part of the process. You weep over what you're sharing with people. And then one day, a project will cross your desk that you say yes to, because 19 other people have decided to show up in their life too. And we come together to write this book, and it published in April of 2025. It hit national and international bestseller on Amazon in the first 4 hours. Well, there we go, my first book. I believe that showing up for ourselves, showing up for other people, that's really where the success can be found. So when the weight feels heavier than it used to be, and the words are hard to read, and the naysayers seem so loud, show up until starting over becomes moving forward and persistence leads to your dreams. When life resets you to zero, show up. Contest chair.
Thank you. Good job. One minute, please, timers. Can you clue me in when 1 minute has passed? Judges, mark your ballots. Speaker number 2, come on up. Next speaker, do you see the timing, team?
I can see the timer.
Great, and our audio check is a success. Christopher Moore, fat, sick, and nearly dead. Fat, sick, and nearly dead, Christopher Moore.
Fat, sick, and nearly dead. The year was 2013. I was medically, morbidly obese. I had no energy for anything. My mental clarity and focus, it was non-existent. And I was angry and frustrated all of the time. The problem, if I'm being perfectly honest, is deep down inside, I knew that something was wrong. But I chalked it up to things like, oh, that's just life. Oh, that's just a part of getting older. And worse, oh, I'm too busy. I'll get to that later. But I never dug in deeper. I never said anything to anybody else. I never took action, and I never advocated for myself. Then one day, my wife gave me an ultimatum that likely changed and saved my life. She said, you've got a choice to make. Either one, we get a divorce, or two, we go see a counselor, you get some blood work done, and you go see your doctor. We ended up getting a marriage counselor. Now, the funny thing is, she was completely blind. I think that gave her the superhuman power of being able to hear things on a much deeper level. One day, she said to us, albeit a little bit more lovingly, I think that you're both screwed up and need your own therapist. That's exactly what we needed to hear, and that is exactly what we did. Now, what about that blood work? Well, I went in and I gave blood, lots of blood, and then I went and saw my doctor. She said, Chris, I'm going to give it to you straight. Do you want the good news or do you want the bad news? Well, I looked her straight in the eyes, and I said, Doc, I'm a Marine. Give me the bad news first. She said, okay, Marine, you might want to sit down first. The bad news is there is no good news. My heart sank. It was as if somebody sucked all the oxygen out of the room, and life just became real on a whole new level. My doctor said to me, Chris, you've got Hashimoto's. To which I said, Doc, how's that even possible? I'm not Japanese. Yeah, she laughed at me too, but then she went on to say, and your testosterone is that of a 100-year-old male. Your cholesterol is off the chart. You've got type 2 diabetes, and I think you've got a pituitary tumor. I've already scheduled your MRI. Wow, that was a lot to take in one doctor visit. I think, honestly, the only thing that I really remembered was the part about the brain tumor. But I guess knowing's half the battle, right? My doctor, she prescribed me a mocktail of medications over the years with mediocre results. I also had some friends that suggested that I go do different cleanses. As a good Marine, I marched myself on up to the wellness center, and I ordered myself a colon cleanse. Yep, now as they were hooking me up to the Poop Slinger 2000, the young attendant asked, would you like to watch a video? I said, sure, and I grabbed the first DVD out of the box. Any guess what the title of that was? It was the documentary, Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. That was my wake-up call because that was my reality. I was fat, I was sick, I was nearly dead, and I was in desperate need of help. Now, the good news is that with diet, nutrition, supplementation, and really focusing on my gut biome, I've been able to get off of almost all of the medications. At 53, I feel better now than I did when I was in my 30s, and I'm still married to my wife. What I didn't realize back then is that my body was talking to me before it needed to scare me. I just wasn't listening. So my question to you is this: what's your body been telling you? What's something that's been going on the inside that maybe you haven't even been able to put a name to? You see, our bodies, they whisper to us at first. They don't start yelling until we ignore them. So before you push off that pain, before you excuse that exhaustion, before you lie to yourself and say that you're going to do it later, please check in with your body. See what it's telling you. Please say something to somebody else. And please take action and advocate for yourself. Friends, your body is talking to you. The only important question in the room right now is, are you listening? Contest chair.
Timer, 1 minute, please, for the judges to mark their ballots. Next speaker, come on up. Speaker, do you see the timers? Can you see the timing equipment?
I see them.
Great. Audio check. Perfect. Pedro Molina Sanchez, the new operating system. The new operating system, Pedro Molina Sanchez.
Alemania. Alemania. In my childhood, I couldn't say that word, or many others. My throat tightened. Heat flooded my face. The room waited in agony for my speech to burst out of me in stuttering clumps. I was mortified. My mind was just running too fast. Thoughts scrambled on their way to my mouth. Everyone was patient, except for Auntie Menchu. She had the fix. Habla más despacio. Slow down. I tried, but in Spanish, I couldn't. My dad told me that his father also had a stutter. Mine then felt genetic, inescapable. It tormented me, especially in my strict, joyless school. Mistakes there were punished, not explored. I dreaded the Friday oral quizzes in front of the whole class. The teacher would ask a question to each student, starting from the one closer to his desk. I used to sit at a desk in the middle of the class, keeping the same safe distance from the bullies at the back of the class and the bully asking the questions for the quiz. The moment he asked the first question, all I could hear was my heart thumping and my silent prayer for a question I could answer in one easy word. A word starting with a sound other than ah. When I turned 9 years old, my dad signed me up for after-school English lessons. That academy was my heaven on earth. The teachers, Tony, Alan, Abigail, and Susan, were kind, patient, and encouraging. I felt respected. Over the next 3 years, they installed a new operating system in my brain, English 1.0. That system did not have the glitch. Words have to be carefully thought out before being spoken, so the whole process slowed down. The stutter was gone. My second language was slowly opening the prison door. Fast forward to my 20s. I was living in a house with a few friends, and we started renting a room to foreign students. I helped them practice Spanish, and they helped me learn English. I felt confident. I felt relevant. After listening to their stories about home, Canada, Holland, Sweden, and the US, I knew that I needed to upgrade the operating system. I moved to Glasgow, Scotland. I spent a wonderful decade there, installing English 2.1 by immersion. Oh, aye. That version enabled me to work in restaurants, engage in lively banter after having a whippet of scotch, earn college degrees, and most importantly, find love in that gritty, welcoming new city. After college, I saw a job offer at Oregon State University. Am I ready for English 2.1? You bet. I have lived in Oregon for many years now. English 2.1 is running smoothly. Sometimes when I prepare my corporate presentation for about 150 people, my auntie's words come back to me. Habla más despacio. Slow down. I make a mention mark on the script where my speech needs to breathe. That mark and the support from my fellow Toastmasters at the Corvallis Evening Group have fixed the final bugs in the system. I feel grateful. Do I stutter now in Spanish? I don't. Would I stutter if I presented in Spanish to a large audience? I don't know, and I might never find out. Many of my memories and most of my dreams are now encoded in English, my home for over 20 years. And frankly, I have no intention of rebooting the system. Contest chair.
Timer, 1 minute, please. on up. Wait, 1 minute. We still have 1 minute for the judges, excuse me. Okay. Speaker, can you see the timer?
Yes, I can.
Thank you. Audio check is good.
Is it not on? It is on now. All right, okay. Okay, good.
Mu-In Molly Chen, the ultimate teacher. The ultimate teacher, Mu-In Molly Chen.
It's the beginning of the semester. I'm sitting at the piano with Professor Schmidt towering over me. I can't believe I'm here. Growing up, I dreamed of becoming a concert pianist. I took lessons for many years, but didn't play very well. After a long struggle, against all odds, I received a scholarship to a top music school in the world. I was over the moon. I don't know if they gave me the scholarship by mistake, but I know I must pretend I belong here because I am dying to find out how the professionals do it. Today is my first private lesson with Professor Schmidt, a world-renowned concert pianist. I've practiced diligently, I'm well prepared, and I am not happy. In fact, I am suffering. I asked Professor Schmidt, Maestro, I've tried so hard, I practiced so much, but still can't play this part. How do you play it? Professor Schmidt is in his 60s. He has a full head of messy gray hair, a mustache, and the word authority written on his forehead. He reminds me of Einstein with that same mysterious aura that makes you wonder if he is a genius or just insane. Professor Schmidt looks at his new student, this 24-year-old who is clearly distraught. He ponders in silence for a few seconds, and then he smirks. I am not going to tell you how to play it. I am going to let you struggle. Did I really hear that? Did he just tell me to struggle? I have no idea what happened for the rest of the lesson because I was in shock. As soon as I leave Professor Schmidt's studio, I burst into tears. I walked straight to the practice room, sobbing all the way. How can he be so cruel? He clearly has the answer. Does he know how much I paid for tuition? Does he know how much I've suffered as a musician? I am tired of suffering. I'm tired of being a musician. I want my struggle to end. I'm frustrated, I'm disappointed, I am resentful, and I am fueled by this pain to figure out the answer without my teacher. So I practiced furiously with tears streaming down my face and more questions burning in my heart. I keep trying and struggling, and I can't stop my fingers from repeating the same motions on the piano because I know I have run out of options. And if I really want the answer, the only person who can give it to me is me. A week later, something magical happens. All of a sudden, something clicks. And just like that, I'm able to play the passage I couldn't before. I finally practiced enough. I finally struggled enough. I see it now. My suffering was not caused by my struggle, but my resistance to struggle and my false expectation about the amount of work required to accomplish my goals. When other musicians practice for 8 hours, I expected to achieve the same results in 4. And when I couldn't get the results I expected the moment I wanted it, I suffered. I thought I didn't do it right. I thought I didn't have enough talent. I thought life was unfair. I thought I didn't have the right teacher. I never thought, perhaps I need to try harder. Perhaps I need to be more patient. Perhaps there's no shortcut to success. Perhaps struggle is part of the journey. It turned out that not only did Professor Schmidt answer my question about music, but he also taught me one of the most important lessons of my life. He knew I needed to struggle because he had struggled. And he knew I was going to succeed because he had succeeded. Fellow Toastmasters, in the moments when you feel stuck, when you feel as if your effort is meaningless and your suffering will never end, remember, your struggle is not a sign you're failing. It is not a sign that you're not good enough. Your struggle is a sign that you're learning and growing. It is a sign that you have not given up, that you are still trying. When you embrace struggle as part of life, you become the ultimate teacher you've been searching for. Come test here.
Thank you, very good. All right, now let's give the judges all the quiet time they need to complete their ballots. Ballot counters, be ready to pick up the envelopes. Madam Chief Judge, you have the ballots? Not yet. Thank you.